I look, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all like a goddamn dollar store. It seems as if everywhere you look, everybody and their fucking moms are talking about auras. Auras this, auras that, W aura, L aura, whatever the fuck these Gen Z kids are talking about. You're hearing the word aura everywhere you look. And everybody wants to have a magnetic aura. Everybody wants to have that masculine aura. When in reality, if you're focusing on your aura, you'll never develop that true aura that's already within you. Because you need to forget about auras in itself and focus on karmic flawlessness instead. Focus on actually becoming the best version of you by destroying the bad karma and actually start putting yourself in the positions where you're accumulating quote unquote good karma. And funny enough, you'll have the aura that you've always been looking for. So without further ado, let me break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. Now, again, all these people on YouTube, on these different social media platforms are talking about how to develop a magnetic aura, magnetic presence. And they're saying, oh man, go to the gym, walk like this, talk like this, do this. Like, that shit ain't gonna work because that's fake. Everyone has their own unique energetic frequency they emit. Everybody, everything does. That in essence is what your quote unquote aura is the energy that you emit on a metaphysical level that people around you and the universe around you registers on a subconscious and unconscious level. There's a reason why you can walk into a room and then some people might like you without even verbally speaking a word, and some people might just hate you. Is that energy you emit, does it actually align with theirs? Or does it just act like the two ends of a magnet that don't connect? They repel each other. That's just how it is. You'll never be quote unquote have the aura that everybody will like you. That's just not possible. But what you can do is start to actually understand how to attain flawless karma. Because your aura is dependent on your karma. This is what a lot of these bozos, a lot of these clowns, a lot of these people on the internet will not talk about, because guess what? They don't go into the ancient science. They don't go into the ancient wisdom. They don't go into the esoteric and occult aspects of humanity. They're just trying to run up a bunch of clicks talking about, hey man, this is how you get aura so you can get girls. When in reality, you ain't gonna have that aura if your karma is not in line. And what do I mean by your karma being in line? I have a video on this channel already talking about how karmic debts can dictate your life. Karmic entanglements can dictate your life and pull you in different directions. Karma is the natural law of the universe. What you put in is what you get out. A man shall reap what he sows. I think that's what it is. Bible verse. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. You have to understand that there is, on a metaphysical sense, different layers to your being. You have the physical body, but you also have an etheric body. And the etheric body is kind of accumulation of all the energetic frequencies that you emit through the karmic actions that you take. Someone who's just a degenerate piece of shit is going to have, quote unquote, a lower frequency because of the karmas they've accumulated. And guess what? That emits without even speaking a word. That shows up on their face without even really you have to even try to look at it. We're talking about it before on this channel, how forget about looks maxing, focus on this instead, how your literal state of being can shift how the way you look. Physiognomy. That's the whole science of this stuff. But now we're taking it to another deeper level, because in that video we talked about the 3 levels of attractionness. Physical, mental, but most importantly spiritual. Now we're talking about the spiritual, aka the aura, the etheric body. Every time you go out in the world and you perform an action, you are going to accumulate karmic debt in some way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, you can either accumulate karmic debt or burn off that karmic debt with those actions. This is what the Vedics call tapas. Is that burning off of karmic debts that you have through austerity practices, aka things like meditation, celibacy, pranayama, fasting, things that quote unquote purify the body, purify your mind. When you go through that inner purification process through these practices, you start to burn off and dissolve that karma. Funny enough, you already have that perfect aura already within you. It's just covered up by a bunch of junk. Think of it like that. You have a six-pack under all those layers of fat. Once you shed it all away, then you see that your full core musculature. You have that magnetic, God-given, divine aura within you, but you've been putting on these layers of degeneracy that has created like little layers of karmic debt that blocks you away from actually tapping into that. That's what a lot of these dudes are missing. It doesn't matter how fresh your taper is. It doesn't matter how nice your eyebrows look. It doesn't matter the way you really talk. It doesn't really matter the way that you look on that sense. It's the karmic debt that is blocking you from that divine radiant aura people have. And I talked about it too within that video previously on this channel, talking about forget about looks maxing, focus on this instead. How people like Gandhi, short, small, old little Indian dude, had a fucking aura that pulled a nation around him. A whole movement around him. Was he focusing on his cold approach to people? Fuck no. He was living a life, a holistic lifestyle. Think of the word itself, holistic and holy. A holy life, a holistic life that purified all the karmic debt that he might have accumulated from his past, from past lives, whatever you want to believe. That made him a vessel, a blank canvas for that aura, that divine, that divinity, that Christ, that Krishna, that Buddha within him, that state of consciousness to be able to be expressed out in the world. And people gravitated towards him. People followed in his steps. People followed his movements. Another guy that I spoke about within that video, Osho, spiritual master. He built up a whole damn city and state. Had his own police force. Had 97 Rolls Royces. Because he understood the ancient science of auras, which all stems back to karmic debts and karmic dissolutions. If you dissolve that karma that's been holding you back, not only holding yourself back, but holding, most importantly, the higher self of you back, you will tap into that aura that all these motherfuckers are talking about. The W aura. I hate how people, that's like a new thing. W this, W that, man. You need to get off the fucking screen, even after this video. Get off the screen, go outside, get out in the field, touch some leaves, touch some grass, man. Y'all making up some weird fucking sayings every other month. But this is how you tap into that. The purification process of yourself on the mental level, on a physical level, which will open up the gate for you to radiate your spiritual prowess. This is the way that you can walk into a room and people will start to gravitate towards you in a sense where they're not just doing it because you're quote unquote attractive, but your aura resonates some type of divine essence that's within everyone. Remember that. You're not God, but you are a co-creator of your own reality. If the Bible said God made man in his image, so what do you think you are? A little bit of that divine within you. You got that little bit of divinity within you. But when you're walking into that room with karmic, you have no karmic debts, no karmic entanglements. You have flawless karma, pure karma. People just radiate and gravitate towards you like a magnet. And some people, you might repel them because your quote unquote aura or your karmic flawlessness is too much for them to handle, in a sense where they get triggered by it. They know they're being degenerate on a deep level. The soul, the spirit knows that, and the soul and spirit tells them, hey man, that's what you should be like. But the mind, the ego is like, fuck that guy. So you're either going to repel people or people are going to gravitate towards you. Not in a sense, again, of attractiveness, but they're going to gravitate towards you in a sense of they understand that you have something that they quote unquote want. They want something from you It could be advice, it could be guidance, but most importantly, it's the divine essence, because their soul yearns for it themselves, but they've been holding themselves from actually accessing that because they don't understand these concepts. Now you do understand these concepts. So now you can actually live out a life to be able to purify that karmic debt and to be able to tap into your radiant aura. And other people, when they come and gravitate towards you, you will be able to tell them the sauce, the game, not just by saying, but actually living it out on the real world, out here in the field, in the flesh. You know how we do it, man. This is a deeper level on the metaphysical aspects of auras. And again, I do plan to make a whole video on the main channel about this topic, the ancient science of auras. I do plan to even take that and expand upon it even more within the private Patreon community. Shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. Man, if you like this type of concepts, you like this type of content, you are truly doing yourself a disfavor. Yes, you are doing yourself a disfavor by not joining up to the private Patreon community, because within there, you'll get access to exclusive content, full guides, like things that we're going to be breaking down, how to actually, quote unquote, vril max instead of looks max, and overall how to be able to build up that radiant aura that's already within us by shedding away the layers of nonsense and degeneracy. You get access to our occult lectures, and most importantly, if you join into the Philosopher's Circle, the highest membership tier within the private Patreon community, you'll get access to our private group chat where we host our 2 monthly masterminds. Yes, sir, 2 live calls every single month where you hop on a call with me, as well as a community of like-minded men who are also on this path of self-mastery and developing themselves into their best version mentally, physically, and spiritually. And funny enough, all of them got radiant auras. All of them are on that same path. All of them are on that same wave without even thinking about auras. They're actually doing the practices that we talk about within the Patreon to actually dissolve that karmic debt and be able to tap into that flawless state of pure radiance where they tap into their divine nature that's already within. So if you're interested in stuff like that, man, being around an environment of like-minded men on the same path, hopping on live calls with me, check out the links posted in the pinned comment of this video, because also within the pinned comment, you'll be able to find access to all our other services, whether that be application forms to our one-on-one personalized coaching, booking links to one-on-one consultation calls, free community Discord server, free weekly newsletters, all that good stuff, man, is posted in the pinned comment of this video. But like I was saying, I do plan to make a whole video about this on the main channel, as well as the private Patreon community, to be able to further expand upon it. But this is off the dome ski, you dig what I'm saying? This is what we do out here on this second channel, out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these gains. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? This is your way to actually tap into the aura that you've always had, but you've covered up with junk. Imagine taking a fresh white tea, crisp white tea. You guys know what I'm talking about. When you open up a nice, crisp white tea right out of the bag and you dunk it in dirt right away. The aura is gone of that shirt. The purity of the white shirt is what gave it its aura. The karmic debt is all the junk that you put on top of it through your actions. Every time you curse out somebody, every time you think in a bad ways, every time you act in bad ways, every time you do all these things, again, that are not evil, but they just accumulate bad karma, are just going to be able to pull you further and further closer to your lower state of existence, which causes you to live out in a way where you emit lower frequencies. And guess what? You're going to attract what is like that. Like attracts like. Lower frequencies, lower vibrations, lower energy that you emit is going to attract the types of people that are on the same alignment as you, the same opportunities that are in that same alignment as you. The universe is going to give you what you want, because the universe works in a way where it wants equilibrium. It wants what is constant. It doesn't want all this chaos going on. It wants to keep things organized. Cabinet files. Like it's working at a desk job. If you are emitting this type of frequency, it's going to give you this type of reaction. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Every time you act in this way, you build up that energy that's going to bounce off and radiate out into the universe, and that's what you're going to attract back. This is the law of attraction, but on a deeper level, because it all comes down to karma, energy, frequency, vibration. Your aura is only going to be as strong, as powerful as your karma. Let me say that again. Your aura is only going to be as strong and powerful as your karma, your karmic bank account, if you want to call it that. And funny enough, like I've talked about so much on this channel, the spiritual is the highest realm of reality. The mental is in between. The physical is the effect. Spiritual is the cause. Mental is what actually mediates in between the two, and the effect is out in the physical. But when it comes to the spiritual realm of reality, everything is inverse. So the way you would think of a karmic bank account would be like, okay, if I have to build up more good karma, it's opposite, it's reversed. You have to dissolve bad karma and become karma-less, flawless, pure. Not adding on more things to that pure white shirt, but taking off the nonsense. Same thing when it comes to spiritual wisdom. On a logical level, you might be thinking, okay, man, I have to read all these books, I have to do this, do that, to get more quote-unquote spiritual knowledge. When in reality, it's flipped. These books, these teachings, the stuff that I talk about on this channel, on the main channel, on the private Patreon community, with the people I work with one-on-one, on the consultations, all that good stuff, are tools to help you understand the art of unlearning. Unlearning what the world told you to be and settling back into your true essence and your true state of existence that you've always known, that your inner child was already radiating. That's why children have pure auras. They are in a pure state of existence, karma-less, flawless. As we grow up, we start to shift our identity and mold our identity to whatever the world tells us to do, whatever society, whatever our family, whatever our friends tell us to do. And guess what? That's going to accumulate karmas, because we're going to be living in a state where we're not true to ourselves. When you're living in true state of existence, you are living in a pure pathway. It's hard for you to tap into different types of degenerate activities that are going to make you lower your frequency and lower your vibration, lower your energy to the point where your aura dims itself. Think of your aura almost as that light dimmer, if you've ever been in a house like that. I ain't bougie, I don't get that light dimmer shit, but maybe later on down the line we get more luxurious, I add that shit into my place. But you've probably been to your friend's house, restaurant, something like that, that was like a little bit more bougie, a little bit nice. Instead of the on-off switch, they had a dimmer. So there was like a little slider. That's your aura. The more you tap into dissolving that karma, the more you are taking that slider and raising it up. And then the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. The more you live in a state of degeneracy, the more you actually take the slider down, and your aura becomes dimmer, dimmer, and dimmer, and dimmer, and dull. It's all in your actions on the karmic level. So when you're living a life that you can take example of these people, of the greatest holy men on earth, the greatest innovators, the greatest even athletes and all that stuff of the ancient past, you follow their quote-unquote lifestyle, their holistic, aka holy lifestyle. It's all about living a life closer to their true nature, their true essence. That's about purifying their mind, purifying their body in order to awaken the soul. Why do you think Jesus and the Buddha and Krishna all were known to fast for 40 days? Why do you think all of them were also known to be on some type of celibate path? I'm not saying you have to be full celibate your entire life to be able to tap into an aura, but sexual degeneracy, not in their thing. They're not being a glutton, eating a bunch of all this food. They're doing fasts and all that good stuff. Again, I'm not telling you got to fast for the rest of your life to tap into your aura. But they're becoming purified in a sense where they don't let their mind or their body take control over their actions. They're not letting the animalistic side of them take them down to lower states of existence. They're using the higher faculties of mind and the higher faculties of man through these practices, through these austerities, to dissolve away the karma, to be able to understand who they are on a deeper level and what they were brought here to do. When a man knows that, it radiates out into the universe. It radiates out to the people around them. A man who has a direction, who has a purpose, who's being guided by God, who's becoming a divine vessel for the universe. That is, quote unquote, your aura at its peak effect. People are going to gravitate towards you. That's why some of you guys who are practicing semen retention understand that. Why do people come to me for advice? Why do people ask me for guidance? Why does it seem like I'm the know-it-all when you don't know anything? It's because you are living in a pure state of existence, and people can register that, their soul registers that, their subconscious registers that on a deeper level, on a metaphysical sense, and they get gravitated towards you. And they want to be around your presence. Not because, again, you're not special at all. I'm not special at all. We're not. We're nobodies for the time being in a body. We're nobodies in a body for the time being. And we're brought here for some certain type of dharma, mission, duty on a spiritual sense. If we accomplish that dharma, we go back to where we always belong. Before we were born and after we will die. That is the void. That's where everything comes from and everything will exit back to. That's your true state of existence, non-duality. But again, I don't want to get too deep into that, but that is the essence of life. You're not special, but you could be the spark that shows how everybody can be special. People think it's ordinary to be in this human body, to be in this human existence, when in reality, that's your superpower. That's what makes it extraordinary. That you can understand these concepts. The animals can't do it. The plants can't do it. They're being guided by nature, but you can be guided by your higher self, which is in accordance to nature. Yet it's your choice. You have a fate to become the best version of yourself in order to actually ascend to the next levels of your evolution beyond just this physical plane. That's everybody's fate, but everyone has a free will also to choose to do that or not. Some people unconsciously have the free will and they're doing the opposite and staying in those lower frequencies, having a low aura, having a low vibration, while other people like you who are understanding these concepts now, who become conscious of it now, can actually take the free will and use it towards their advantage. It's all on you, and you're blessed enough for the people who watch this channel, watch the main channel, tapped into the private Patreon community, that might be working with me one-on-one, that might be booking these consultations. You guys are, again, more spiritually and psychologically mature than the masses. It could be through your own doing, but most importantly, it's your fate. You were given this body, this mind, for this time being able to resonate with this type of content for a reason. That is a blessing. You'll be able to understand these things on a deeper level, while some of this stuff, people can't watch this far into the video and it'll flow right over their head. That's already an advantage you have. Use it to your overall evolution. You might come back and incarnate as someone with a lower level of spiritual and psychological maturation. You never know. Use this knowledge, this ancient wisdom. That's not from me, okay, man? Not from me. I just do the research and I break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do, how to do it, but I'm telling you what it is. Giving y'all the sauce, giving y'all the spill, giving y'all the game for your motherfucking brain. It's up to you. How do you use it? It's up to you to actually put it into motion. Live a life that is quote unquote holy and holistic, and you'll get the aura you want. You'll get what these fools are talking about online. How to develop your aura. How to get a magnetic aura. They don't know a damn thing about magnetic aura. Because the aura, you can't shift the aura. It's not the thing that you can shift. It's the karmic debts that you need to dissolve, and the aura is a byproduct of that. You understand what I'm saying? There's some things called inputs and there's things called outputs. It's a byproduct of the input, which is living a life of austerities and all that good stuff that will get you to dissolve the karmas, build up tapas, build up that heat that just burns away all these karmic debts and these karmic entanglements that you have from this life, from the past life, and all that stuff that just brings you down to your lower ways, your lower existence, and will emit a lower frequency. That's why you don't got an aura, because you're living out a life that doesn't deserve a good aura. That's just as simple as a way as I can put it. Man, there's a fly. See, the magnetic presence. Even the flies are, man, this guy's talking some real shit. His aura is buzzing. This is what you really need to hear, bro. It isn't about how fresh your taper is, how fresh your beard lineup is, how much muscles you have when it comes to your aura. We got people like Osho, we got people like Gandhi, who have auras that you literally would, on a Dragon Ball Z level, over 9,000, where they got hundreds and thousands, even millions of people on their side, on their movements. Were they worrying about their looks maxing routine? Were they worrying about their muscles? I'm not telling you to look bad. I'm not telling you not to get jacked. I'm telling you to look good, get jacked, but most importantly, let those be byproducts of living out a holistic lifestyle. You will look better. You will feel better. You will perform better when you're purifying yourself from within. Stop thinking so much of the external, focus on the internal. That's how you actually shift your mindset and shift your aura. Again, some things are inputs while other things are outputs. If you focus on the output, it'll never change because it's a byproduct. It's an effect. Focus on the cause. Focus on the cause. And like I said before, the spiritual realm, the highest realm is the realm of cause. The physical, the byproduct, the effect is the realm of effects. My bad. So let me say that again. The spiritual is the realm of cause, while the mind is like the mediator in between the two. Signals up to from the physical body on over to the spirit, while also takes information from the spirit and signals it on over to the body. The physical world, the physical realm is the world of effect. Start at the cause, start from within. As above, so below. As within, so without. You focus on purifying and mastering yourself from within, everything else will come into line. I promise you that. You don't got to even worry about no aura. You'll have the aura that everybody talks about, that these kids make guides on without even trying. Because you're focusing on the input. The aura is just the output. Purify your life. Purify all that garbage going on within your mind, within your body. The type of food that you're eating. The type of food that you're feeding your mind. The type of activities that you're putting yourself into. How do you know what's a good activity and what's a bad activity? If you understand, if it's just simply for your own pleasure, sense gratification, it's lower level. Talk about it so much. The three lower worlds, the three lower planes of existence, and the three lower chakras: survival, sex, and status. If your whole life is focused on that, which the majority, masses of men are, they just focus on surviving, getting that money, so I can get some girls, lay down the pipe, and then I can get high status, more cars, more clothes, and all that stuff. People think I'm a top G. People think I'm alpha. That's all they got. That's the lid they have on their consciousness. When in reality, the higher levels are living from the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the Ajna chakra, third eye, and the crown. Heart, being able to connect with people on a deeper level. Understand that life isn't just about you. That you're just a piece. You're a cell, and everybody else around you, everything else around you are cells within an organism, which is God. Everything, all. You're just a piece of that, so you're connected to everything. That's from when you're living from the heart. That's when you tap into being able to connect with people on a deeper level. Throat chakra, how can you connect with people on a deeper level and help elevate people on a deeper level through creative expression? It doesn't have to be through talking, it doesn't have to be through YouTube channel. It could be whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that God gifted you with. Tapping into the third eye chakra, Ajna chakra. Getting that intuition from God, from the universe, on how to actually navigate life. You become a non-doer. You become a divine vessel for God, and the universe just flows this energy through you, and you get navigated towards your right path through the awakening of the Ajna chakra, because that intuition is kicking on at a different level. And when you do that, guess what? You're at the crown chakra. This is when you tap into your full aura. You're living in a divine state of bliss. Everybody wants that. Everybody yearns for that. They want to know how you got there. And you become the beacon of light that will be like a match in a dark room that lights up a candle, and that candle lights up another candle, and that candle lights up another candle, and that candle lights up a lantern, this, that, and you illuminate the world. That's what your aura is really here to do. Not to get you girls, not to get you women, all that stuff. Again, women might be attracted to you with this high level of aura. Look at Osho, spiritual playboy. But that wasn't his focus. His focus was becoming spiritually developed, an adept, a master, initiate to these occult and esoteric teachings, and actually dissolve that karma so he can focus on his main mission. And funny enough, all the other things fell into line for him. All the rewards, all the riches, without focusing on that. The aura, he didn't focus on that, but he got it. Study up, man. Study up on the concepts of karma. Study up on all these ancient wisdom. And again, man, if you're interested in these types of topics, these type of concepts, check out the private Patreon community, bro. Especially if you want to tap into the inner circle, because I'm telling you, man, you will enjoy it to the fullest degree. Hopping on live calls with me, hopping on live calls with the community of like-minded men who are also on this path, speaking about these things much more in-depth and in detail that you'll find anywhere, bro. Find anywhere. And again, if you even need more quote-unquote guidance and help along this path, check out the links posted in the pinned comment of this video for personalized coaching, one-on-one consultations, all that good stuff, man. But remember, your aura is just a byproduct of your karmic state. Is it flawless or is it tainted? If it's tainted, low aura. Flawless, high aura, radiant, divinity, just exuding off of you. That's what people are gravitating towards. They see the divine working through you. And they want a little piece of that because they know on a deep level, unconsciously maybe, that they have a spark of the divine within them that's just waiting to be ignited and flamed. And you might be the person, might be the cause that allows them to actually extinguish their karmas, but most importantly, ignite the divinity within them. That's what we should be focusing on. Forget about auras, focus on that instead, bro. But it's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping you out that game so you guys can make these gains. I'm out here. Peace.